Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. My name is Natasha, and if you're new here, I post daily videos talking about whatever's on my mind that day. As you can see from the title, I'm an addict. I've been sober for 2 years now. Getting a bit hot. Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest here. I just showed my belly accidentally whilst I was recording the last video, and I got really embarrassed about it because I'm what's the word? I don't like the look of my tummy when it creases. And anyway, I am Natasha. I'm 29 years old. I live in central London. I'm 29, I'm single, and I am ADHD, autistic, and an addict. And I just talk about whatever comes to my mind. I originally started these videos because I got fired from my corporate job for not being proactive. When I was at the office from 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. and working weekends, if anyone was proactive, it was me. I guess I'm just neurodivergent and people don't understand me. I don't know, maybe. But I'm also Christian. I am a big lover of Jesus. I know Jesus. If you know, you know. And today I'm talking about addiction and loneliness because I think they have been two of my toughest battles, or at least the most recent ones. I'm really shameful about my video I posted yesterday because yesterday I was having a meltdown, and I've promised myself that I'll post every day, even if it's messy, hence the title, Fat Messy Addict. Even if it's messy, I'm gonna post. I promised myself to be authentic and real, and I shouldn't have deleted that last video just because I showed my tummy. But today I'm going to go to the gym for the first time in 2 years. I've been really focusing on recovering from an eating disorder and from alcohol, drug and food addiction over the last 2 years, and that's taken a lot out of me. It's taken a lot of my attention, going to meetings, speaking with sponsors, doing 12-step work. I even flew to America for 2 weeks to go to some meetings out there and some AA meetings and stuff. So it's been a really exciting time. And then I've got the Ivy Society, which is growing and flourishing. My career is a bit, we won't go there today, but yeah, it's time for me now to focus on building up my strength again. And I went to see a physio for a massage a couple of days ago, and he told me, I do have I'm chronically burnt out, and I've got some issues that I'm being tested for, which I haven't been diagnosed with a chronic illness, but I'm diagnosing myself with a chronic illness. So I'm a chronic illness girly, and I get really fatigued really quickly and burnt out. And this physio said to me, you're weak, you're really weak, you've got no muscle, so what do you expect? You need to build up your muscle. And also, so I'm gonna show my belly now and what I was afraid about people seeing, because I'm planning to post shorts on my weightlifting journey, which starts hopefully today. But yeah, so I lost a couple of pounds, and I've just got this extra skin, and I think that I can tone it up, but I don't know. And then, as you can see, I shouldn't be body obsessed, but I don't have an ass at all, so I'm gonna grow myself an ass so it's more like this. And I need to see where my back dents in here. The physio said that's bad. That's because I've got really weak muscles, so I need to build all my muscles around here, which will then lift and support my back, and build muscles around my hips to also support this. Otherwise I'll get really bad back pain when I'm a senior. So I'm gonna start weightlifting today. And I just gotta say, this is so nice to just be able to talk calmly and not be overwhelmed. In some of my videos, I'm running around, and I hate to do that. I hate to rush. It's just such an ick. But living in central London and having to pay bills and having to work a full-time job, I'm just going to take my iron supplement because I'm really iron deficient and I'm anemic. Yeah, I have a busy life, and that's just the way it is at the moment. And I just have to prioritize self-care as much as I can. So that's a little update from me. I now want to talk to you about, I did write some notes for this one because it's something I'm super passionate about. Addiction and loneliness, because I feel like from a Christian point of view as well, that the devil, Satan, wants us to be addicted, wants us in isolation, because he can then poison our minds. And the Bible teaches us that we should be of a sober mind, and in this day and age I think that we all need to wake up, and to be awake you need to be sober. Unfortunately, I was so in denial about that for so many years. I thought, oh, I'll take some psychedelics and be super spiritual, or oh, I smoke weed and connect with, no, or ketamine. I took ketamine and then it made me feel like everything was connected, and like, yeah, that's great, but we need to feel like that without the drugs. We shouldn't need drugs. We have an internal drug system that now, after being sober for 2 years, I can honestly tell you that I can make myself feel stoned if I want to. I can make myself feel ecstasy, like I'm on ecstasy, if I want to. I can make myself feel like I'm on ketamine if I want to, but I just use different tools. It's so possible. Please take it from someone who's used almost every drug apart from crack and heroin. Did 3 seasons in Ibiza because I just love partying that much. And abused drugs for 15 years. To tell you that we have an internal drugstore. And I never needed drugs all along. I wish I'd never done them, but yeah, is what it is. And at least now I'm sober, thanks to help from 12-step recovery, some close friends, and the NHS, and medication, because I was so against antidepressants for so long. But let me tell you, my antidepressants and my ADHD medication I wouldn't be speaking on this video without them. And I could possibly be dead without the antidepressants, if I'm being completely honest, because I've been at some really low points, especially when I first gave up alcohol and drugs, because I wasn't used to feeling emotions. I didn't know how to process emotions. I'm still struggling with it. Hence yesterday's video, where I'm just like, my emotions boil up and then I have a breakdown. And I think that goes back to society and limiting beliefs and the way that I've been brought up to, the emotions are seen as negative and aren't valued. And I honestly think that, especially in men, because men seem to bottle things up, and I think it's so important that we can say openly and honestly how we feel. And I think we should be able to do that with our family, our colleagues, our relationships, and just being 100% transparent and honest, firstly with ourselves, but then with the people around us. Like, for example, I had a miscommunication with my addiction sponsor yesterday, and she said, are you sure you don't want to ask this other sponsor if you can work with her? And I automatically took that as, she doesn't want to work with me, she doesn't want to sponsor me. And then I got really upset, like, and went and catastrophized it that nobody wants to sponsor me because of my mental health issues, and just went in this real negative spiral. And then when I made a call to somebody about it, because that's what we do in fellowship, we call people whenever we need to talk about something out in the open. And I spoke to this guy that I know from the London meeting, who's amazing. just said, well, have you spoke to her about it? Could you have that honest conversation with her? So I thought, yeah, why did I not think of that? I texted her and I said, I feel like you don't want to sponsor me. And she texts back saying, don't be silly, da da da. And it turns out my perspective was wrong. So if I hadn't have asked her that, then I would have sabotaged that relationship. And this is what I've done in romantic relationships and friendships and careers as well. Like, I've just quit my job again and I didn't want to go back there yesterday. I was afraid to tell them and I was afraid to face it that I was leaving, and they were super nice about it, and we've come to an agreement that I'll work my hours that I'm scheduled for the next week, and the new company has said they'll wait an extra week for me to join, and everything's worked out just because I was honest. So, like, being honest is just the best way in life, and that's what the Bible teaches us. And I just wish that I'd learned about the Bible earlier. I've always been Christian, but I am a born again because I hadn't found Jesus until 2 years ago, just not long after I got sober. I think that he came to me, you can see this in another video, he came to me just to tell me that I'm not alone. And from then I've been building a beautiful relationship with Jesus, and he's always there around me. So I'm really grateful for that, and also grateful that I didn't give up yesterday. I just kept going, and today I feel great. I was supposed to go to Brighton, but I'm listening to my body, and I needed to rest. So yeah, I wanted to talk about self-care today as well, and how important it is, because before I got sober, I wasn't caring for myself, and still sometimes I slip. And these are just some ways that you can tell if you're not looking after yourself. Do you have bags under your eyes? Are you underweight or overweight? Do you have spots and acne? Look at your fingernails and your hands. And your feet, do you have rough skin? Are your nails not looking cute? Look at your clothes. Does anything have holes in it? Is anything worn? You need to throw it away. You're so deserving of having all of these basic things and having your needs met. So if in any way you're not taking care of yourself physically, then before anything else in your life, please look into that, because it's been a life changer for me. It's been, I'm still on a self-care journey and learning to love myself after years and years of hating myself. And sometimes I still get bitter and resentful at people and myself, and I now try to look into that straight away. As soon as some kind of anger or feelings come up, I start to journal about it, I speak about it, I put it into the light, because again, going back to Satan, when he's got us in isolation and addiction, he can feed things into our minds like anger and bitterness towards people, because really we just all want to love each other. If you've got a resentment towards somebody or a resentment towards yourself, you're only damaging yourself, and that can lead to disease and chronic illness and all these things, which you probably know. But yeah, fear is just like, this is the notes I wrote. Society wants us addicted and lonely because it makes us ill and asleep to seeing the truth. So I'm sure since lockdown happened, you can see that the government does control us. I'm not a conspiracist, but it's just a fact, isn't it? And yeah, I think materialism is stealing our joy. I was so materialistic up until not long ago. And I'm finally when people used to say to me, like, life isn't all about money and love is more important than money, I used to think, cringe. Because I just was so materialistic. It's also a disease, it's an addiction, it's something that the devil, that Satan traps us with. Materialism, it's like putting chains around our necks, around It's weighing us down. It's horrible. And now I'm just not, I don't need designer shoes. I don't need designer jewelry. I don't need a rich boyfriend. I don't need to live in like a prestigious place. I just need to feel happy and connected to you guys, to my family, to my friends, to the Ivy Society. And that's enough. That's enough. Like this t-shirt I got from £2 from Primark and I love it. I love it. My hair, my mum cuts it for me. I was gonna get highlights, but then I was like, why? I'm just gonna damage my hair and then pay £200 every other month. Probably more than that actually. For what? Because I want to change myself, and that's coming from a place of, look, I get expressing yourself through style and stuff, but from my perspective, sometimes crosses my mind to get Botox or get a boob job or change my body when I should just be blessed with and honor what I have got. So yeah, there's that. And I feel like a lot of people here who are listening to my channel want to be in a relationship, but they're not. And maybe it's because like attracts like, and I'm single and I'm attracting single people maybe. But I think that if we're isolating and if we're trapped in addiction and isolation, we're not going to meet somebody. We're not going to meet our person. So I'm definitely working on that. That's one reason I'm going to get myself to the gym and actually speak to people and, you know, network there. Maybe I'll find a man there, who knows. That's not why I'm going. I'm going there for my health because I have to build up muscle. But yeah, if we're not getting on, if we're isolating ourselves and we've got bad habits and addictions, even if we do meet somebody, we're going to meet somebody on that addicted level, somebody who's got bad habits, and you could even like trauma bond. And it could just be someone like an alcoholic meeting another alcoholic, and then you're just alcoholics together. It's just making it worse again. And those relationships can feel like real love. They can feel at the start like they're real love, but that's just Satan playing and making us believe. And from a Christian point of view as well, if you have sex before marriage, I think that's bound to end up badly, because the Bible tells us that we shouldn't have sex before marriage. So I think if you spoke to 100 people that didn't have sex before marriage and then were happily married and probably have amazing sex lives, and then you speak to 100 people that had sex in the first few dates, I think the statistics would say that they've probably got more toxic relationships and probably end up more in divorce. I think so. What do you think? Tell me in the comments, because, you know, I might be more open-minded to that. But that's where I stand at the moment. I want to meet somebody who's willing to wait until marriage. Because I've been born again, and I feel like the next person I choose to be with, if there's a person for me, please God, I hope there is, because I really, really want a family. But, you know, if there's not, I'll make the most of life. I'll still have fun and be of service to society and everything else, and still enjoy my life, of course. But yeah, the main reason is because I want to show God and myself that I put God above everything else, and then that's a really good foundation for a healthy marriage, in my opinion, and what I've seen and people I've spoke to. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, I spoke about Satan will trick us and make us feel like butterflies are love. It's actually just anxiety. I can speak about that in another video, but sex and lust is not love, is what I'm trying to say. And it's taken me so long to realize that. I always thought that, you know, I jumped into bed with people and there was these like fireworks and I'd fall in love and then we'd get into a relationship, and never turned out well. Those people were never for me. That was just lust. that wasn't love. So yeah. What else? Yeah, just highlighting again that if you're a man and you're watching this and you don't express your emotions and you don't seek help, whether that's through doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, anything, you are just missing out on health and joy and prolonging your life, because I'm sure there's statistics as well that people that get regular checkups live longer. I mean, just makes sense, right? And what else? Yeah, just gonna put health above everything. And I feel like there's always spiritual warfare. I feel like yesterday my breakdown was a spiritual attack on me, because I'm reaching further into the light. I'm moving on to a new job. I'm moving on with my health. The Ivy Society is growing. I'm just happier, and I feel like when that happens, Satan comes and goes, "Come here, my child, come back to the dark side." And I'm like, no, I'm kicking and screaming like, this is horrible. Please leave me alone. Jesus, please come and save me. And then Jesus was around me yesterday. I had the best day at work after my meltdown. I had a lovely day. My manager said to me, "You literally managed the whole restaurant today on your own." And I don't know where it came from. I mean, the ADHD meds help, but I just went from 0 to feeling so much better. And I think because I cried and had that emotional release, it was so healing. And this is why I'm saying, please express yourselves. Don't feel bad for crying. Don't feel ashamed for expressing yourself, however that might look. Yeah, I'm gonna go and eat my lunch, and I might even do another video later because I'm so chill today. I've got so much time on my hands and it's lovely. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate this so much, and I still cannot believe that people are actually watching my videos. A bit chilly through my jacket over there. So yeah, I might be back later or tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going on a hike to the Dover Cliffs with the Ivy Society, and I'm so excited because I bought these little key rings to give out to everyone, and yeah, I've got a little hiking outfit, and I'm just excited to see the girls, and hopefully it's sunny as well. Anyway, I'm babbling on. I hope you have a beautiful, lovely day. If you resonate with anything I've said today, please drop in the comments, because I really want to make videos more niche towards what people want to hear. And once I know the niche, I'll do lots of research and combine my personal experience and try to help people, or just talk, whatever you want, just tell me. Thank you. Goodbye. God bless you.